Hey everyone, we got a really exciting opportunity to talk about large language models today. Now, that's something that's been in the news, but you know what? Few people really understand how they work under the hood. So I thought it'd be great for us to do a little bit of a dive in an unconventional way. So the way we're gonna start is we're gonna start with code. Now, this is some Python code from a large language model, and we're gonna walk through it line by line. I'm kidding, we are not gonna go through code. We're gonna start with something a little bit more down to earth. Now, we're gonna go through a book written by a very famous doctor. You may have heard of some of his books. That's Dr. Suess. Now, we're gonna be picking apart one of his books, Green Eggs and Ham. And all we're gonna need to build our own language model is a pen, a pair of scissors, some papers, a whole bunch of matchboxes, and a strawberry ice cream cone. That's all we need to build our own large language model. Now, the way we're gonna start off is it turns out that Green Eggs and Ham has 57 distinct words. And if you throw away the words that end a sentence, there's only like 34 of them. So if we take all of our matchboxes and we're going to label them with every distinct word in Green Eggs and Ham, and we're going to have a special box that has the word start written on it. The start box is going to have every word in it that starts a sentence in Green Eggs and Ham. We're then going to go on to the word at, the word and, the word and. We're going to go through all 34 of the distinct words doing that same process. Now, when we get done going through the whole book and categorizing all of those words, we're going to know some interesting things. The word for instance, there's all kinds of words that come after that. After the word green, we only have one word that follows it, and that's the word eggs. So green always followed by eggs. The word and has a different type of distribution. Lots of different words follow and. However, in this book, the word ham appears almost half the time. So a very, very different data distribution, if you want to be nerdy about it, between all of the different words in Green Eggs and Ham. Now, once we've got that all done and complete, we're going to take the book that says start, and we're going to shuffle it, and we're going to pull a word out. For the example that I did, the word that came out was the word and. After we've got the word and, we go to the matchbox that says and we pull a word out. In my example, I got the word I. And we're going to keep repeating this until we get to a point where there is no matchbox for the word we have. We keep doing that. The sentence I come up with after going through this process is, and I do so like them here, they are so good, you may like them with a tree. Now, it's not the world's greatest literature, but if I walked up to you on the street and said that sentence to you, after calling the police, you would tell them, he said some Dr. Seuss kind of stuff. It didn't make any sense. I think the guy should be taken away. But you can see that even from our funky little example with 34 matchbooks, we have captured an essence of Dr. Seuss, such that even some randomly generated sentence has a little bit of nuance that Dr. Seuss may have come up with. So let me take the process that we just did and translate it into some kind of really hip AI lingo. So the Green Eggs and Ham book, that's our training data. You've probably heard that AI needs training data, lots of it. Maybe that training data is biased, all kinds of stuff about training data. In our example, that's like the Dr. Seuss book. The process that we went through where we cut up each of the words and placed them into the various matchbooks, that's called training. We also will notice the little words that we cut out. Those are, in AI lingo, those are tokens. The actual matchboxes themselves, the AI word for that is a parameter, and the collection of all of the matchboxes is a model. So you probably heard about AI models or AI parameters or what have you. Now, the process where we're generating the sentence, where we're going to a start box, pulling a word out, going to that box, pulling a word out until we get to the end of a sentence, that process is called inference. And you've probably heard of inference engines or inference models, or AI is really heavy on inference. That's the process of actually using the model to generate some output. Now, to put this into perspective, if we take a look at OpenAI, ChatGPT, the GPT-4 Turbo model, for comparison, has 1.76 trillion parameters. Now, to put that in perspective, if that was matchbooks, that would cover a football field to about 100 feet deep of matchbooks. Think of the amount of money and time they spend buying and labeling matchbooks over at OpenAI. Fascinating. You may, if you have a very good memory, remember at the top of the discussion, we mentioned that we did need a strawberry ice cream cone. So what do we need the ice cream cone? Well, that's to give to our kid, because we just cut up their Dr. Seuss book into a million little parameters and tokens. So don't forget the ice cream cone. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed that.